Small update here. A few videos back in my Mama Odie theory, I mentioned that Beauty and the Beast was set in the 1770s based on the Disney timeline that I've been showing regularly. I've since started doing my own timeline, and my research leads me to believe that the movie is set in roughly 1800. That doesn't really change the other theory, it just pushes up the age of Mama Odie a little more than I initially thought. So after my last Beauty and the Beast theory, I've had two major reactions in the comments, both of which I'd like to address today. Many people say that the new live-action Beauty and the Beast movie erases all the problems, plot holes, and questions that the animated film created. That is false. The live-action Beauty and the Beast is its own independent movie, and since several things have been added and removed, that makes it an alternate universe from the animated classic, which means, just like a book, once changes have been made, the book can't fix problems with the movie. Now, you might look in a book and get hints or ideas about what could have happened, but a movie is its own standalone product. There is no prerequisite to read the book first, and every writer and director has their own version, meaning every movie, book, and rebooted movie are separate works from each other. And while I do enjoy the live-action Beauty and the Beast, I feel like it relied so heavily on CGI that it will eventually look horrible as effects continue to evolve. Most people probably won't know that it ever existed in 20 years, just like the live-action 101 Dalmatian movies. To the contrary, the animated version will always be a beautiful classic that won't really age. The second issue I saw a lot was that people insist that Belle was in the castle for multiple seasons, and so her romantic feelings for the Beast were not rushed or formed out of pity. With the animated film, the real answer to this question can be found by looking at Belle's father, Maurice. So, Maurice the genius takes off for his convention and gets lost. We don't know how long it took him to find the castle, but it is twilight time once Maurice gets really lost and ultimately ends up at the castle. Philippe the horse runs home and returns to Belle during the daytime. I'm guessing it's early morning because right before Philippe appears, Belle has just rejected Gaston's proposal and she goes outside and feeds the chickens. I own chickens. We generally feed them in the morning so they aren't following you around all day or wandering off in the woods to find food elsewhere. So, benefit of the doubt, let's say it's about a half day's ride to get to the Beast's castle, which is consistent because Belle leaves immediately and she also arrives at the castle during twilight. But with that groundwork established, Belle entering the castle and Maurice being sent home in the Enchanted Carriage is day one. By the way, did this thing give anyone else nightmares growing up, or was it just me? Now, the Enchanted Carriage takes Maurice into the village, where it seems to arrive a few hours later because it's still dark out. Also, it's snowing in the village now, showing it's already winter or very late fall when this movie starts. However, since the village is several miles away from the castle, it can take anywhere from hours to days for weather like snow to travel that distance. But back on point, Maurice enters the tavern at night and he's in a panic, proving that this is still day one. If Maurice had spent several days in the carriage, he would have had time to collect his thoughts and would be less likely to rant and rave like a lunatic. But because Maurice is so panicky inside the tavern, everyone assumes he's either crazy or drunk, so they toss him out in the snow. That action fuels Maurice to immediately try to find the castle by himself. Notice later, when Belle looks in the magic mirror, Maurice has zero supplies, only the clothes and cape he was wearing when the Beast expelled him from the castle. That's because Maurice didn't go home to get any supplies. Not food, not water, not a tent, no blankets. He was freaking out and ran straight back into the woods with nothing because he was so worried about saving Belle. Maurice's lack of resources proved that Belle wasn't in the castle for very long. In harsh conditions like snow, the human body will need water within 3 days or they'll die. So since we know that the castle is about a half-day horse ride away and a few hours away by creepy carriage, that means Belle goes out to save her father by day 4 at the latest. Then Belle finds Maurice and returns home by the end of day 5, which is also when Gaston and the other villagers find out that the Beast is real and they go to storm the castle. Remember, winter nights are longer and the mob was pumping adrenaline, so either the villagers got to the Beast castle at the pace pace of a horse, or they marched for an entire day and night to get there, making the mob's arrival at the castle day 6. Belle isn't far behind the mob, and she arrives at the castle during day 6 and ends up breaking the beast's curse by the dawn of day 7, the beast's 21st birthday. So there you have it. Belle and the Beast did not slowly fall in love over multiple seasons. Before Belle left the castle, they had 4 days together at most. Seasons didn't change. Belle wasn't a prisoner for months. There was no slow-growing affection. And the Beauty and the Beast sequels really aren't canon because they aren't even made by Walt Disney Feature Animation. They're made by like Disney Toon Animation or something like that. It's not the same company with the same team. And Maurice proves to us that the timeline for Belle and the Beast to become romantically involved was faster than my last oil change, making Belle, unfortunately, another boy-crazed Disney princess who rushes into a relationship with a guy. Yeah, I might be overthinking it, but that's literally my job. Well, that's all I have for now, but this video's not quite over yet. I get a lot of comments that say, do a theory on this topic, but I've already done those theories. So please consider going to my main channel page and clicking on the video tab so that way you can see everything I've done. You will probably find a lot of things you like that you never even knew that I posted. I want to let you know that I also have 2 other channels, Say Halo Goodbye Gaming and the Fanily Family Vlogs. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed enough to hit subscribe and share. I can use all the help I can get to let other people know that this channel exists. And if you made it this far, leave me a comment that says something like, hey, I made it to the end, and then let me know what kind of videos you want to see in the future. I can't make any promises, but the more people that request something, the more I can look into it. Okay, well, I love you. I'll see you in the next video.